We have some more breaking news from the NHL. The Ottawa Senators have made 2 trades. We'll get into all the details coming up next. So welcome back to another video here at Top Shelf Hockey. We have some more breaking news on NHL Trade Deadline 2020. The Ottawa Senators have made a pair of trades, and let's jump into the details. First up, they traded forward Vladislav Namestikov to the Colorado Avalanche in exchange for a 4th-round pick. Now, Namestikov was acquired earlier this season from the New York Rangers for a 4th-round pick. He came in, provided some pretty good offense, played well on the PK, shorthanded, and was certainly getting a lot of attention on the trade market here as of late leading into the deadline. It was pretty obvious that they likely weren't going to be re-signing him, so trading him to get that pick back essentially, kind of makes sense. There's been rumor that Colorado was one of the teams that had been taking a long, hard look at him, so not a real big shock there. The next trade was quite a haul for the Senators, and even though there was a lot of talk about this player remaining, I think this was a deal Pierre Dorion would have had a really hard time refusing. They have traded forward Jean-Gabriel Pageau over to the New York Islanders. Now, Pageau's been with the Senators his entire career, been a really solid player for them. He's having a career year. He's a pending unrestricted free agent. He's going to break all of his career highs basically in goals, assists, and points this year. The Islanders are certainly a team where he'd be a good fit. I mentioned before about some potential rumors that they were interested in his services, but they've given up quite a substantial amount to obtain the young center iceman who's likely going to fit in to their middle 6 center ice situation. Now, they've sent a 1st-round pick in 2020. There is a condition on that pick that it's lottery protected, so if the Islanders fall out of the playoffs and it ends up being a top 3 pick, they do have the right to defer that to the following year, so that is lottery protected. They also get a 2020 2nd-round pick, and there's also a 2022 3rd-round pick. Now, there's a condition on that 3rd-rounder that if the New York Islanders win the Cup, the Sens get the pick. If they don't win the Cup, then the pick does not get transferred over. So essentially, they're pretty well guaranteed a 1st and a 2nd, which is, potentially a 3rd, which is, a little less likely. Obviously, it's hard to win the Cup. Not to say that the Islanders couldn't do it. It is a possibility once you get into the playoffs, but that is a big haul. There's been a lot of talk leading into the deadline that they may not even be able to get a 1st, that it might have to be a 2nd and a prospect. So that's too good of a deal, I think, for Dorion to refuse. There has been talk about the contract extensions that Pageau wanted to stay. The Senators were interested in keeping him, but they had to work out a contract extension beyond the current season. There was reports earlier this morning that he was looking for about a 5-year deal, around $5 or $5.5 million, I believe, was the asking price. And for a player of his magnitude, as much as I love Pageau as a player, that is too much, and I really don't see the Sens paying that. Not to say that they couldn't possibly revisit signing him during the offseason. I wouldn't completely rule it out because he will be a free agent, but I think it's probably unlikely. Most often, when you see a player move like that, majority of the time, they don't go back to the team that ended up trading him. I mean, hard to say that the Senators' position on contract will really change a whole heck of a lot between now and July the 1st, but I guess we'll have to wait to be seen. So it's a good haul for the Senators. I think overall they've got a ton of picks now heading into this 2020 draft. They've got multiple 1st-round picks, lots of 2nd and 3rd-round picks as well, but they don't have to pick all of these players. They can use those to make other moves, so we'll have to remain to be seen what other moves they make to get themselves ready for next year. So let me know your thoughts on these trades down below in the comments, and we'll continue the conversation. Stay tuned to Top Shelf Hockey for all the breaking news on NHL Trade Deadline 2020. We'll keep you all up to date with all the new trades as they break. Thank you very much for watching, and I will catch you next time.